busy people getting fit in Fulshear, Texas. Our aim is to help you look better, feel better, and perform better as quickly as possible. I'm your host, Brian White with Blue Eagle Fitness and Nutrition. Welcome. Hey, what's up, everybody? I am here with our very own, our very special nutrition coach, Miss Amy Hall.
Hello.
And we are here today to talk about her amazing accomplishment. We think the leaderboard is final.
I think so.
We think, and you finished in which place?
208.
208. Top 200, move on from the quarterfinals to the semifinals. Just barely outside of that. We'll get more into the details on how she got there. But I mean, we're very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. Your
very
coaches
proud of
are
myself.
as you should be. As you should be. It's a phenomenal accomplishment. The reason why I wanted to do this podcast with you is to let other people know kind of your journey. And you did not start like 7 months ago, walk in and say, hey, I want to make it to the CrossFit Games, right? And it wasn't that. And so I just wanted to give people an idea of what your progress has been like, because honestly, a lot of our progress follows what has happened, like your trajectory. Okay. Mm-hmm. Some of us top out at different places, but I do want other people to hear kind of how you got there, because when someone new joins the gym, they ask, well, how long can I want to go to the CrossFit Games. How long does that take? Cool, love it. Let's talk about progress and how that. So that's what we're here to talk about.
Okay.
Let's just start at the beginning.
Okay.
When did you join us at Blue Eagle?
I joined in September of 2018. So about 5.5 years ago.
5.5 years ago. Let's just jump back 7 years ago. What did your life look like 7 years ago?
I was in Dallas. So 7 years ago, I was like, I want to run one half marathon a year. And then I got into this group that ran half marathons every month.
Okay.
So I upped my game a little bit. So within a 2-year period, I did 20 half marathons and decided maybe that was enough.
Okay. So in 2 years, you did 20 half marathons.
I did,
Were you cycling yet?
Not a lot, a little bit, but yeah.
Okay.
We kind of started a little bit up there. I didn't cycle a lot until I moved down here. So,
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I just knew you cycled, so I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So you moved down here in Fulshear, and joined Blue Eagle. Why did you join?
Cindy made me do it.
Okay. A friend dragged you in the door. Perfect. That's a perfect answer.
I was actually, So, when I first started running, I dropped 2 pant sizes like in the first 6 weeks.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, I'm a runner.
Okay.
So, but then, you get accustomed to it, right? And your body adjusts, and I think I'm running, I can eat, right? And so then I'm slowly like gaining the weight back that I had lost, which has been my life, this thing.
Yeah.
She's
making the up and down, but you can't see it.
And I noticed too, like, I wasn't engaging my backside, and it really bothered me that, I'm getting older and my bottom starts sagging, and I was like, I need to do something about that.
Okay.
So that was one of the main reasons.
We call that the mirror moment.
It had the mirror moment.
Yeah, had the mirror moment.
Yeah, and then Cindy was like, hey, come to CrossFit. It'll be fun. And
okay.
I'm like, okay. So here I am.
Started CrossFit in September 2018. Mm-hmm. How did you start?
I started 3 days a week.
Before that, you started with 3 personal training sessions.
I started with 3, the one-on-one personal training sessions, learning some techniques. I was scared to death of jumping on that box. Okay. Because it had corners and it was going to get me.
By the way, what makes this even funnier is that one of the workouts that Amy crushed involved a lot of jumping on a box.
Yeah.
About 100.
Yeah, and then actually not too long ago, we did the max jumps.
Okay.
The height.
Yeah.
And I went 31 inches.
Wow.
Which is half my height.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, yeah, I got past that fear.
Yeah. So you started with 3 one-on-one personal training sessions, and then you started coming to class. And how often were you coming to class?
I was coming 3 days a week.
3 days a week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And were you trying to do anything the other days?
Yeah, well, my thought was that I'd come 3 days a week and then I'd run the other 2 days, and I didn't really.
Okay.
So moving down here, I had a hard time when I moved down here finding a group of people to run with.
Sure.
And I discovered real quick that I don't like doing it by myself.
Okay.
So that was a problem. I did end up in a cycling group with Cindy. And so, so I was doing some of that.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're doing CrossFit 3 days a week.
3 days a week.
And you did that for about 6 months. Mm-hmm. And then did that for about 3 months. And then January started. And then what did we do in January?
I did a nutrition challenge.
A nutrition challenge.
January nutrition challenge.
Okay.
Kickstart.
I'm guessing, I don't recall any of this, the specifics, but I was the only nutrition coach. I'm assuming I did the nutrition challenge.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you remember what was in it?
No, but I remember it was a spreadsheet.
Yeah. If anyone doesn't know me, if I lead a challenge, it will involve a spreadsheet. It will. I'm sorry. I'll give you a link. You just put in a 1 or an X and we're good. Yep. It probably had some habits. I'm sure it was habit-based. We're going to do a habit-based nutrition challenge. Mm-hmm. Cool. And so you did that. We did that for probably 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Did that for 4 weeks back in 2019, and then you just kept going, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So
you sent me an email and said, "Hey, you could continue nutrition." And I was like, "I really need that," so I did it.
Okay.
So.
Why did you think you needed it?
I had gained a bunch of weight and I just wasn't going anywhere. I couldn't get it off, and it just bothered me. So, I didn't like the way my clothes fit. So
you were 50.
I was, almost,
49.
49, yeah.
You were 49. Mm-hmm. Here's the piece that people don't recognize. Mm-hmm. You were 49, couldn't jump on a box yet. Weighed 24. How many pounds? More? 24. 24 pounds of fat.
Yes.
You had 24 more pounds of fat on you. Mm-hmm. You couldn't snatch more than 15 pounds. 6 years later, you're 55.
Yeah.
And you are fitter. Mm-hmm. You are stronger. Mm-hmm. You are faster. Mm-hmm. And you've lost 24 pounds of fat.
Yes. And I've gained 6 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, does CrossFit work? I don't know what more people want. We actually see this a lot with our Forever Fierce folks, is that people in their 70s, 80s, and now one in his 90s that gain muscle. I can guarantee you in our program, you will gain muscle. And if you're in our nutrition program, you will lose fat. Okay, so sorry for that little digression there. Okay, so you started with 3 days a week, did a nutrition challenge in January, started with nutrition coaching, and that we lasted through May of 2019. And then you left for the summer, which you do every year.
Every year.
Apparently, she would rather in June, July, and August be in Minnesota,
where it's cooler.
You have to row a canoe to Canada just to go to the grocery store, don't you?
Yeah. We actually have a motor on our boat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I have to go through Canada.
Okay.
To get to the grocery store.
Okay, so you went to Minnesota for the summer.
Yep.
Came back, and then
I was still doing the nutrition.
Still doing nutrition coaching, because we can do that online. We do that over the phone.
Yep.
Yeah. Still doing nutrition. Then you came back, and when you came back, didn't you switch?
That's when I switched to unlimited classes.
Switched to unlimited. So you did 3 times a week for 6 to 9 months. Came and did nutrition coaching. Then you switched over to unlimited, and so this was in September or October of 19. Okay, and then you're just coming 5 to 6 days a week.
Yep.
We finished up nutrition coaching after a year, right? And then after that year, I was like, hey, you've seen some great results. You're organized. You can deal with my spreadsheets. And you are literally, everyone agrees with this, you are the happiest person I've ever met.
That's right.
I was like, you're a perfect nutrition coach. So you became a nutrition coach.
I became a nutrition coach.
Love it. Love it.
I got some certifications, learned some stuff. Became a nutrition coach.
And how has being a nutrition coach impacted your nutrition?
Oh, it keeps me accountable. My clients' success is my success. I learn things. What works for them, it can work for me too. So, through it's trial and error, trying to find things that work for people.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. It's so customizable, but it's really helped me stay accountable.
Okay.
And inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's worked out well for me.
You've been a nutrition coach since January of 2020.
2020.
We won't really talk about 2020, and then so you did the Open. You said this was your 6th Open, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
I did the first Open in February of 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't do that well. I had a baseline.
You had a baseline. So,
yes.
And we do the Open every year.
Yep.
It's just part of our gym culture, or gym workouts, nothing special. Mm-hmm. This year, you did really well. You did really well in the Open. Mm-hmm. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But you had a slightly different plan. Did you? Because something happened, right? Something happened because you came into my office and you demanded personal training.
Yes.
You demanded it. Is the way I recall the conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I need personal training. Set me up. So
what happened? Tell me about that.
So random Saturday, we were doing overhead squats. And so there were a lot of people there. So we had 3 or 4 people on a bar. And like all of my friends were over there with the 35-pound bar and all the weights. And I was over here with the new girls, which no offense to the new girls, but I'd been here 5 years. And I'm on a 15-pound barbell, and I could put 10s on there, and do an overhead squat.
So 35 pounds.
Yeah, it maybe 15s, and it really bothered me because
I think you used the word angry.
I was angry because I can squat all this weight, I can do thrusters, big weights. I can't do overhead squats. So I was like, I need to learn.
So you march into my office.
What am I doing wrong? Let's fix it.
Okay.
So,
and we set you up with Dave, mm-hmm. right? And mm-hmm. this is the time when I want to give huge shout out to Dave. Huge shout out to Dave. He's a phenomenal coach. He's a phenomenal personal trainer. I like watching him coach a class, but I absolutely love watching him do personal training. Mm-hmm. So he coached you. You worked first on overhead squats.
Overhead squats.
Yeah, overhead squats.
Yep.
And you went from about 35 or 45 pounds. And what was your overhead squat that you worked up to?
95.
95 pounds.
Yep.
So we doubled or tripled your
mm-hmm.
overhead squat. Mm-hmm. And what were you? I mean, you didn't get twice or 3 times as strong, right?
No, it was all mobility. We figured out in the first 5 minutes. Amy has mobility issues. Okay. So yeah, it was a lot of working on the shoulders and ankles.
Working on posture. Working on
Yep.
posture. So mm-hmm. shoulder stability, shoulder strength, and mm-hmm. shoulder mobility. Mm-hmm. Working on those, and you worked on those for 4 to 6 weeks.
Maybe not that long. It was
3 to 4
short,
weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 to 4 weeks on improving shoulder work. Mm-hmm. And then pressing that bar up and getting the shoulders up by the
mm-hmm.
ears. Yep. Being stable. Yep. Got that up to 95 pounds.
Yep.
And then what?
Then I was like, well, I've got Dave on the hook. Let's work on pull-ups.
Okay. Worked on pull-ups.
I started out with, I could do 1 strict pull-up.
1 strict pull-up.
Sometimes. Not all the time.
Okay.
Some days I could do 1 strict pull-up.
I remember that. I remember because we were having the conversation of why can't I do a strict pull-up? Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, yesterday we were fatigued and all this. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So then I'm like, hey, Dave, let's work on this. So so then we started working on pull-ups. So that was a lot of lat work. So I ended up, I don't know, 6-8 weeks after that, I'm doing 6.
Okay, 6 strict pull-ups. So 6 strict pull-ups. So we've mm-hmm. improved your strength, especially in your lats. Mm-hmm. So again, putting some more pressure on the shoulders. So we've improved that shoulder stability. Mm-hmm. And then now you started working on kipping.
We were kind of doing that simultaneously.
Okay.
So, So by the time I got 6 strict pull-ups, I was doing multiple kipping pull-ups.
Okay, multiple kipping pull-ups.
Yep.
But you knew the open was around the corner. At what at what point did you go, wait a minute? Because this did not start with, I want to do well in the open.
No.
This started with you being angry because you could only overhead squat 35 pounds while your friends over there are squatting about 65, 75 pounds.
Yep.
And you're like, forget that. I want to show my strength.
I want to play with my friends.
I want to play with my friends, yeah. But then at some point, you're like, hey, wait a minute.
Somewhere in the pull-ups.
Okay.
It kind of got turned into if I could kip pull-ups consistently, I could do better in the open. Because I know that was one thing that I struggled with in the prior years was, pull-ups were super hard for me.
Yeah.
So,
So you worked on pull-ups, your strict pull-ups to get stronger. You worked on kipping pull-ups, to, building on your shoulder stability and shoulder mobility. Yeah. And you worked on toes to bar. Yeah, worked on toes because I know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Worked on toes to bar, lat pull, and getting behind that bar.
But, after doing the pull-ups and getting the lat strength and all of that, the toes to bar came really quick.
Okay.
It was just a matter of, one thing, I think, and toes to bar were good. Same thing with chest to bar. It was, at that point, it was more just getting the technique.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we show up for the open. We show up for the open, and then how did that go?
So in the open, we do three workouts.
3 workouts.
Right. Okay. So I ended up the top 25%.
The top 25% move on to quarterfinals. So quarterfinals, quarter 25.
Yeah.
So the top 25% move on to quarterfinals.
Yep. And I was about the top 12.
You were in top 12%. Yeah. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I was surprised, really. Surprised, not surprised, because I knew that I was going to do better.
Yeah.
Because I had improved. Meanwhile, while we're doing all of this shoulder lat things, that really translated a lot into all of the strength Olympic moves too. So I got a lot stronger in everything. So, so that helped.
Okay, so top 12%. That's in like the top 600, top 550.
Yeah, I think it was 522.
522.
Yep.
So you move on to quarterfinals, and now we have our quarterfinal workouts, and there are 4 of those.
Yeah.
And then how did those go?
So, top 200 move on to semifinals.
The goal is to move from
522
to
200, and I was like, this is my first time in the quarterfinals. I want to enjoy it. I want to,
Sure, you bought the shirt. You didn't wear it. You didn't wear the shirt today. She's wearing her CrossFit Open shirt that she got from CrossFit. She got a quarterfinal shirt. We're not wearing that for this episode.
Color wasn't right.
So many variables. Okay, so we had 4 quarterfinal workouts.
4 quarterfinal workouts. I didn't think I did that well.
Okay.
But Moose was in a women's Facebook group.
Okay.
And all of these people were telling what their age was and what their scores were. And she said, Amy, you're crushing it.
Okay.
So that kind of boosted my confidence a little bit. But I knew, with the open workouts, especially in my age group, we used really light weights.
Yeah.
And strength is my strength.
Yeah. Strength is your forte.
Strength is my strength. Yeah.
If we want to use different words.
So the people that I knew that probably some of the people that were ahead of me, if the weights get heavier, they wouldn't do as well. Yeah. And that's what ended up happening.
Yeah. We saw that, especially in workout 4. There were lots of people who topped out at either 20 reps or 30 reps, and you had 38 reps at a 125 pound clean and jerk that some people couldn't even get 1 rep.
Right.
Yeah. So you did very well. And you did top, like in that 4th workout, you did top 100.
Yeah.
And the other workout,
93rd, I think I ended up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other workouts, you were in about 300.
Yeah, upper 2s, low 3s.
Upper 2s, low 3s. Yeah, and it came out when we first posted scores. You were at
236.
236. When they first posted the leaderboard.
I was like, fantastic.
Love it.
It was great.
Very proud of Amy. Gave her congratulations. Gave her a big high five when I saw her at the gym after she was at 236. Went to bed. Woke up the next morning, and I don't even know why. But I looked again at the leaderboard, and now you're in the 220s.
Yeah.
I was like, what has happened? What has happened? And it turns out that there are hundreds, or I'm guessing hundreds of people in this country, or not in the country, just around the world, who don't know how to stand up on a box.
Correct.
And I still had your videos and Moose's videos, and I went back and looked, and just can we stand on a box? Like, what has happened?
Yeah, what does it look like?
All of our reps were good. And if they wouldn't have been good, we would have no-repped you, which I proved in the handstand push-up workout.
Yes.
Amy was not a good friend of mine. She didn't like me after the handstand push-up workout.
Honestly, I appreciate that because I didn't want the judges at CrossFit to no-rep me.
Yeah.
If you hadn't no-repped me.
Yeah.
You know? I wanted it to be fair. I didn't want to get surprised later.
Yeah, sure.
so and apparently some people didn't have that in their minds when they were doing reps.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so you ended up, every day we're going back and we're checking the leaderboard every day. Yeah. And where'd you finalize? Where'd you end up?
208.
208. So close, but we are so proud of you. Yeah. That was awesome. You're an inspiration. We love having you in the gym.
Thank you.
So you went from like in the 500s to 208 in the world. And from 55 to 59-year-old women.
Yep. I think I need a t-shirt. Another one.
I love it. So, and that's, I just want people to hear that story and how proud of you that we are. You're amazing. And I think people should do more nutrition coaching with you.
I do too.
I can tell you that anyone who's on the fence about doing nutrition coaching, if you're concerned that it won't work or that it's just another diet, it's just another fad, and you're just going to go up and down, that is not how our nutrition program works. The entire point of our nutrition coaching program is to develop a plan and put a system in place for you that you can keep for the rest of your life. That is sustainable for the rest of your life, and so that that weight doesn't just yo-yo and come back.
Right. Yep.
And one day we can all be as fit as Amy.
Maybe.
But thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I enjoyed talking
Thanks
to you.
for having me. This was fun.
Okay.
Bye.
You can get every episode of Busy People Getting Fit wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can also reach us at busypeoplegettingfit.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.